All right. Hello, everybody. It is I, Granorite, with our inaugural episode of playing Fire Red and Leaf Green, doing our Mono type challenges with our first rock team, which is a Rhyhorn, Omastar, Onix, Sudowoodo, and Solrock. We were able to get it working. Try to sneak this small episode in here to see if Krishinabon notices. So as we do with our first episodes, we're going to read some Pokemon biologies, and then we're going to get our team, I think, up to level 8 on these playthroughs to do our first fights. So we're going to start off here with Rhyhorn. And let's see what we know about Rhyhorn. Well, Rhyhorn is the Spikes Pokemon. It is a slow leveling weight Pokemon. Stands about 3 foot 3 inches tall. Weighs 253.5 pounds. Rhyhorn is a rhinoceros-like Pokemon with a body covered in gray rock plates. Its underside and rear are smooth, and it has 4 short legs with 2 claws on each foot. It has a triangular head with narrow red eyes and 2 fangs protruding from its upper jaw, small triangular openings on the upper sides, and a short horn on the tip of its snout. A female will have a shorter horn than a male. A spiked ridge runs along its back. In addition to its rocky hide, its bones are 1,000 times harder than human bones. Rhyhorn's brain is very small, giving it a one-track mind. When it runs, it forgets why it started and continues until it falls asleep. However, it may recall the reason for demolishing something. Due to its short legs, it is inept at turning and can only run in straight lines. It does not care if obstacles get in the way, merely smashing through them or sending them flying, although it may feel pain the day after a collision. This personality is how Rhyhorn expands its territory. Rhyhorn is powerful enough to shatter skyscrapers or mountains instantly after charging forward with its head tackles. Rhyhorn lives in rough terrain, and a Rhyhorn's territory expands to 6 miles. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Rhyhorn, we're just going to read the Fire Red and Leaf Green entries. Fire Red says strong but not too bright. This Pokemon can shatter even a skyscraper with its charging tackles. And Leaf Green says its massive bones are 1,000 times harder than human bones. Its tackle can knock a semi-trailer flying. And as we can see with Rhyhorn, it has Lightning Rod for its ability, currently knows Horn Attack and Tail Whip. Next we have Omanyte. And what do we know about Omanyte? Well, Omanyte is the spiral Pokemon. Sorry, talking like my parents. It stands a foot tall and 4 inches, weighs 16.5 pounds, medium fast leveling rate. Omanyte is a small extinct cephalopod mollusk Pokemon similar to an Omanyte or a Nautilus. It has a sky blue body with 10 tentacles and a pale yellow helix spiraled shell on its back. The shell's rim has 2 circular indents where Omanyte's large saucer-like eyes protrude. If attacked or threatened, it quickly withdraws into its hard shell. Omanyte is considered extinct, although it can be revived from fossils. Its fossils have been excavated in areas that were once oceans long ago. Omanyte regulated its buoyancy by storing and releasing air within its shell and controlled direction by twisting its tentacles. While Omanyte fed on plankton, it was preyed on by Archaeops and Caracosta. Omanyte can now be found in the wild due to being released by people or escaping after being restored to life, causing the species to become a problem. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Fire Red says a prehistoric Pokemon that lived in the Primordial Sea. It swims by twisting its 10 tentacles about. And Leaf Green says, although long extinct, in rare cases, it can be genetically regenerated from fossils. And as you can see, our Omanyte has shell armor for its ability, so it blocks critical hits. Has Constrict and Withdraw for its moves right now. Followed by Onix. The rock snake Pokemon stands 28 feet and 10 inches tall, weighs 643 pounds, medium fast leveling rate. Onix is a Pokemon consists of a chain of gray boulders that become smaller towards the tail. Its length makes it the tallest rock-type Pokemon, and it has black eyes and a rounded snout. On top of its head is a rocky spine. As it grows older, it becomes more rounded and smoother, eventually becoming similar to black diamonds. Inside its braid is a magnet that serves as an internal compass, guiding Onix wherever they need to go and prevents them from getting lost while digging. Onix tunnels under the ground at over 50 miles or 80 kilometers per hour, which causes tremors and a terrifying roar that goes a long way. Hard objects encountered while tunneling are absorbed into its body, which makes it very sturdy. It also consumes the boulders for food. The massive winding tunnels it leaves behind are used as homes by Diglett. As seen in the Pokemon Stadium series, Onix is capable of rotating its head or any part of its body in a full 360 degrees. It is a very aggressive Pokemon that will constantly attack humans and other Pokemon when in pain, as seen in the Pokemon series episode To Master the Unexpected. As seen in the Pokemon Adventures manga, Onix can be separated from its body segments in battle and be fine later on, either regenerating or reattaching to those body segments. It is said that Onix that lives for about 100 years will evolve into Steelix after its composition becomes more diamond-like. It can be found in mountains and caves. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, Onix is known to occasionally sleep while in the middle of digging through tunnels. Onix is believed to be a deep sleeper due to the protection offered by its sturdy body. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Onix. Fire Red says it usually lives underground. It searches for food while boring its way through the ground at 50 miles per hour. And Leaf Green says as it grows, stone portions of its body harden to become similar to black-colored diamonds. And we know Sturdy on Onix, and it currently knows Tackle and Screech. Next we have Sudowoodo, the imitation Pokemon. Stands 3 feet tall, 3 feet and 11 inches tall, weighs 83.8 pounds, medium fast leveling rate. Sudowoodo is a Pokemon that has a brown, log-shaped body with yellow spots. It has short legs with toeless feet and thin forelegs with 3 green spheres at the end of its fingers. It has a forked branch on top of its head, which is shorter on a female than on a male. Despite its appearance, Sudowoodo's composition is closer to rock than a plant. This stony composition grants it a durable physique. Sudowoodo disguises itself as a tree and stands along paths to avoid being attacked. Sudowoodo's camouflage fails in the winter as its forelegs remain green, unlike real trees. Sudowoodo is very weak to water and hates it, so whenever it starts to rain, it will break their disguise and flee to the nearest source of shelter. Because it holds its position for so long, its arms have become supple yet strong. It is popular with the elderly, with available magazines and fans devoted to its arm angle and length. Sudowoodo can be found living in forests, sometimes sharing a habitat with Trevenant. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, Sudowoodo is known to keep its tree mimicry even when sleeping. However, it will occasionally retire this stance and instead sleep on the ground. In Generation 2, Mimic was its signature move. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Sudowoodo. Fire Red says it disguises itself as a tree to avoid attack. It hates water, so it will disappear if it starts raining. And Leaf Green says although it always pretends to be a tree, its composition appears to be closer to a rock than a plant. And as you can see, our Sudowoodo knows Rock Head, which prevents recoil damage, and it currently knows Rock Throw and Mimic. And last but not least, we have Solrock, the Meteorite Pokemon. Stands 3 feet and 11 inches tall, same as Sudowoodo, weighs 339.5 pounds, and is a fast leveling rate Pokemon. Solrock is a primarily orange spherical Pokemon. It has 8 yellow rocky spines extending from the sides of its body, and multiple small yellow stony bumps running vertically along its center. On its back are dual rocky mounds situated to the sides of its midline. Its large eyes consist of thick semicircular yellow eyelids, through which black sclera and red pupils can be seen. A black ring with 6 extensions surrounds each eye. Solrock relies on solar energy, which it absorbs in groups during daylight. While it is always expressionless, it is able to sense the emotions and thoughts of other Pokemon. It spins its body to produce intense heat and a blinding light. It is able to stay silent while floating in the air and can be found in caves. It is believed Solrock originated from space, specifically the sun. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Solrock, Fire Red and Leaf Green both say it absorbs solar energy during the day, always expressionless, it can sense what its foe is thinking. And our ability is Levitate for Solrock, and it knows Tackle and Harden. So we're going to start off here with, oh that's right, we can't run right now. We're going to go get this potion up here, and then we're going to go beat up on some Mankeys with Sudowoodo, Onix, and Rhyhorns. But I got to find enough Mankeys here. They'll get us some attack stat on these poke, which will be really nice. We don't want Rattatas or Pidgeys or Spearows, whatever we run into here. Like I said, we're going to get to level 8 to start off with these Pokemon. So, onwards we go. And like I said, one of the big things that, like I said at the end of Emerald, I'll repeat it now, but one of the big differences that's going to be for Fire Red and Leaf Green compared to our Emerald playthroughs is we don't get Pokerus, so our EV training will be slowed, and we don't have access to all the EVs at the beginning of the game. We only have access to 4 of them, and that is HP, Attack, Speed, and Defense. So no special EVs starting out, and we'll have to just keep that in mind. Back off, Spearow. But attack is good for these Pokemon, so we're going to beat up on all these Mankeys. Well, I guess attack's not good for all of these Pokemon. Attack is good for 3 of these Pokemon. We're so close with Rhyhorn. We need to go heal just to get Horde attacks back. So I expect these first episodes to be relatively quick. We face our rival, and then we go through Viridian Forest. And then by the time we get to Pewter, the episode's going to be done. So it is what it is. Need to hit the Mankeys. Problem with Rock Throw and it not being 100% accurate. And I apologize if you don't like this grass training speeding up. This is the same thing we did through 73 playthroughs in Emerald. We're not going to change it because grass training is not exciting to watch. Oh, I do not want to learn Leer. Thank you. Can I get a scratch, maybe? I gotta find another Mankey first, don't I? Oh, and did it again. Alright, well, let's just go heal, get some rock throws back. So I expect these first episodes will be a lot like our second episodes, what they were on Emerald. Those ones were really fast. And then our first episodes probably on Emerald could be a little longer than what they are going to be here on Fire Red and Leaf Green. But our second episodes and then on forward will be a lot faster. Or it'll be a lot longer for Fire Red and Leaf Green than what they were for Emerald. Because remember in Emerald we got up to Rustboro, which took us a little while to do. While here we just got up to Pewter and then we're, full fights. Where in that game there's not a lot to do between Roxanne and Brawly. Where in this game there is a lot to do between Roxanne and Brawly. Well, Brock and Misty. I mean, my brain knew what I wanted to say, but my mouth did not say it. Okay, we got a scratch there. Excellent. One more we'll get up to level 8 here, and then we're going to go into the forest to get up Omanyte and Solrock. And then we'll come back and we'll fight our rival for our first trainer fight of this game. So that's another thing that's going to be different, and I talked about this at the end of the Emerald playthroughs, but another thing that's going to be different this game compared to Emerald is we're not going to have a lot more focused EV training on our Pokemon like we did for Emerald. So there's going to be a lot more even spread of stats in this game than compared to Emerald. And I can tell you already, the hurdle for this team, where there's going to be 2 of them. First one's going to be Misty, and the second one is going to be Erica. We at least have one Pokemon that takes normal damage from water types. Everybody on this team hates grass types, so that's going to be a pain in the butt. I do not have a lot of tackles left, so let's just screech this thing's defense down to oblivion, and then go heal. I want to be able to run. I don't think we get the running shoes in this game until after we beat Brock. It's been a long time since I've done a full playthrough of Fire Red or Leaf Green. At least the Mankeys are easy to find on this route for getting attack stat. Alright, we learned the amazing move Bind. Alright, Solrock, you're next. So let's go do a bit more grass training. So we're going to look for Caterpies and Cocoons. Oh, which I guess I could go up here and get this item while we do that. While we're doing this grass training. Saves us from having to come up here later and get it. And then, if I remember correctly, there's a hidden item on this tree up front. Which I also probably could get. Yeah, an antidote right there. Oh, we learned Confusion at level 7? Easy peasy game. I don't want speed, though, on Solrock. HP and defense good, but we want Solrock to ideally be more of a special attacker if I can find some Pokemon that will give us some special attack EVs. Alright, there's 8 on you, so we just need to get 8 on Omanyte now. Again, no Weedles. Oh, don't do that, because you could actually poison us. I'd like some Cocoon Pokemon. Can I get a Cocoon? Like a Kakuna or a Metapod? Not a Pikachu. Oh, no, 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 no. That will drop Omanyte like nothing. But we're not doing Nuzlocke, so it wouldn't be the end of the story, but it would not be nice. Now, you all may be asking, Granorite, how did you get Gen 2 and Gen 3 Pokemon on this team at the beginning of the game without having the national dex? Well, I used a randomizer editor program, and I enabled the national dex, and I've also enabled impossible evolutions. And then I was able to use like Game Shark or Codebreaker codes to catch the Pokemon in at the beginning of the game, so that we could start with our randomly rolled team, and then this is all we will use through the entire playthrough. Hopefully it works. May not. We'll see. Right now it's working. Everything's working good, so we're just going to cross our fingers and keep plowing forward. Well, Omanyte constricts things with its 8 attack stat. Okay, Omanyte's going to faint on the way here. Like I said, this is not a Nuzlocke. We are going to use these Pokemon all the way through the game, and that means all the way until the second higher level fights of the Elite Four and our rival. So we are going to be here for a while with these teams. It'll be a journey. 73 playthroughs, just the same as it was on Emerald. And, yep, there we go. We're just going to get it started, because I got some grass training I need to do with this team before we can face Brock. And then if I just do that now, we can start on with some longer episodes on Shmonday. Go get all those constricts back. This is what I get to do off screen up to level 14. Alright, we're almost to level 8, and then we can actually go stop speeding things up and go normal speed while we then take on the trainer fights and such. Alright, can we find a cocoon Pokemon? I'm not going to say no to a Caterpie, though. No, I will say no to... Oh, no! And we're down. And that Pikachu just showed up and said, let me show you some lovin'. And drops us with 2 Thunder Shocks. It's like our 1 Pokemon on the team. I mean, we have 3 Pokemon on the team that can take electric damage. The one that really doesn't like electric damage. Hooray! Alright, let's go beat up on our rival. Starts off with a Pidgey, so we'll start off with Sudowoodo, who does currently know a Rock Attack. What does Squirtle give ease? Defense. Okay, well, anybody can take that. I did just name our rival Gary for this first time. Oh, I need to turn on that channel point incentive to name our rival. Better do that after this. Not good. Come on, Sudowoodo. missed 2 of them. Now it's going to sand attack us? That's not going to make it any easier. There's one. Excellent. Let's send out... I don't know if this thing knows any water attacks. I'm gonna send out Onix. Oh, come on, man, we are missing. We are just missing. Speed through those screeches. Oh my goodness. Maybe if we would hit. We would hit just a little. Alright, well it doesn't seem to know any water attacks, otherwise it would have used one and we would be down. Bye-bye. Alright, well, let's heal up and get into the forest. We'll get up to Pewter City. No, go away. Confusion. Good deal. Let's let Solrock take on this Caterpie. At least we only have like one episode where we don't run, and for a lot of the stuff I'll do off screen, and you all don't have to worry about me walking. Very nice. Go to Omanyte for the Kakuna. Alright, strap in, everybody. We'll get this Kakuna down eventually. And if you are upset about this first team, you could thank Crescenabon for choosing Rock and Onix for this first team. Which means we can't even evolve our Onix into a Steelix. It is what it is. But even with both of the evolutions that we have on this team, we have 2 evolutions on this team that'll happen. That's Omanyte into Omastar and Rhyhorn into Rhydon. And they're both level 40 evolutions, but they will happen before the 5th gym fight. Which is something. I think a majority of our level training is going to happen right at this section of the game. Getting everybody up to this initial level 14. Use Rhyhorn in this next fight. Let's speed up this walking. Here's a dude. So if you are new to these things, so if you probably saw at the beginning of the episode, I like to read Pokemon biologies at the beginning of the episode, or at the beginning of the game. I always read Pokemon biologies at the beginning of the first episode, but we're just starting out. And then I also read Pokemon biologies whenever a Pokemon evolves, reading about the new forms. And so we just learn a lot about Pokemon in these streams. It lets us learn about the lore and everything. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Hope you enjoy it. That's why we're here, to enjoy Pokemon. Want to fight? Did you know that Pokemon evolved? No way. Keep it going, Rhyhorn. Cool. Caterpie. We'll just keep you out. Might as well for a little bit longer. Metapod, let's go to Sudowoodo. Almost got it with a single rock throw. I hit both of those. Very nice. Oh, we learned Flail. Okay. It's another damaging attack. I'm gonna run from these wild fights because I'll just do that on my own. There's still a potion like right in front of this guy. slash. Oh, it's all the way against the wall. Very nice. And that gets us up to Pewter City. I think the only other thing we could do right now is, I think, up over here. It says west. Is it up here? Is there a Pokeball up here? There it is, right in the middle. Alright, well, we are going to end this episode here. We do hope you all enjoyed this first episode. We'll get the team up to level 14 off screen, and then we'll be back on Monday with our first full hour episode of this playthrough. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time.